Hey there. So, just like many of us, you know, profile pics, they are important, right? So, the profile pic situation, always, I recommend that you are changing your profile pic at least once a month. And so then, okay, I said that, and now you're gonna go into overwhelm. I don't have time. My headshot, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't always look gorgeous. So, this is what I'm gonna recommend. Use the same headshot, but give it a different flavor. So, one of the beautiful treatments that have been in vogue in the last year or so is the outline. And so, I'm gonna show you today how to go ahead, give your profile pic a fresh uplift, and make this pop and look different. So as you can see, I uploaded my profile pic. This profile pic is actually quite old. And so we are going to freshen this puppy up, and I know that I am long overdue. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go actually and edit the image and remove the background. And I'm going to take an opportunity and take these little snags out right here because I don't like them. So I take my little eraser tool and I'm like do. I'm going to hit done. And I'm going to also take the opportunity before I hit apply and get rid of that dead space. So I'm going to go ahead here and go boop. Now, I'm using my color palette. I'm using my brand color palette. I like to stick with that, keep consistent. So before I go ahead and pop this into a frame, I'm gonna go ahead and hit shadow, and we're gonna hit glow. And this is why. Glow is what's gonna give us that line. So we're gonna make sure that the transparency is at 100. We're gonna change the color to white, and you can change the color to whatever you like it to be. We don't want to blur, we want that line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the line, we're gonna make that line nice and thick. I'm doing like about a 15 here, and I'm gonna hit apply. So I'm very happy now with my line, and you're like, oh no, but you don't have that whole circular business going on. And I'm like, okay, no worries. So I'm gonna copy and paste, okay? And this is really crucial, copy, paste. And then we're gonna go over here to frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and do frame. Take my circular frame, and I'm gonna pop one of the pictures into the frame. And don't go crazy just yet and be like, oh my gosh, like, your head's kind of out of there. It's okay. It's absolutely okay, because that's why we have two of them. And as you can see, I had makeup on that day. So we're gonna take our little lock box over here, and we're gonna make sure we click on that twice, because now you can actually replace. But before we do that, I wanna make sure I don't have that line there in the bottom. So I'm gonna make sure that line goes underneath the frame like that. And don't worry, we're gonna make sure you have to lock that lockbox twice. Now, a lot of the features that I'm showing you right now are in the Pro. These are Pro features, so I am sorry that is the deal. And then you're gonna wanna make sure that you overlap and you are aligning with the bottom one. And reason being is because we're about to make some magic here. So if you really want to get crazy, I mean, I'm kind of being a little lazy on this, is really and truly, you're going to want to go ahead and do like a 50% overlap. So that way you can see that you are perfectly dead center on where you want to be. Then you're going to go ahead and put it back into 100%. So you're like, well, why the heck did I just do that frame? Because we're going to take the image now, because the image is in alignment. I'm going to use my button there, And I'm still kind of off just a tad. I'm gonna just line it up just a bit. So you see now is that we're framed, but we're framed and my head is no longer stuck in the picture. So make sure you unlock the bottom. And I'm gonna group it for right now. I'm not grouping it because we wanna sandwich the circles. So I like to still frame. I love framing. I think framing is great. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to take a gradient circle. With my gradient circle, I'm gonna go ahead and change the black to white because that's the color we're playing with right now. And I'm going to send this backwards. And you'll see that my picture is not as big as my circles. So it's really essential that the circles all line up and that they are the same size. So it does take a little bit of a finesse to make sure that your circles are all lined up. I like to use the arrows on my keyboard. It makes me feel like I have a certain amount of control. It doesn't have to be like crazy dead center because you're gonna hide this with your outer frame. And that's where, you know, you have a certain leadway of forgiveness. But I really do like having different colors on that gradient versus like if you're gonna have a warm color palette on the outside, have a cooler palette on the inside so that there's kind of like a pop. So here's my frame. I like framing. I like the eye to be drawn to a specific part. In this case, it will be your profile pic. And I really just like the elements in this one. Just makes me feel like there's fun. And you're like, oh no, it's in my face. Well, never fear. So now it is not. So now you look like you're popping out of the circle, right? And everyone is having a lot of fun. And so then I like to go ahead and make sure we're the width of this. And then we're gonna center this. Please center it. It's gonna be difficult. The reason why we're doing it square and all social medias are circle is so that way we have some room to, you know, make the party happen. So there you go. Now, you know, you're just gonna have to tweak some stuff here and there, but there you go. So now I have a fresh profile pic, and hope this was insightful and helpful, and can't wait to see your profile pics. Take care and have a good one.